Shalom, shalom. This is Kapari, a.k.a. Pops out of GMS Chicago, with another sit-down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, the elder bishops out of Connecticut. I want to send double honors because they do rule well. For the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly break it down, the prophecies and the interaction with the people on the planet, declaring war on it, I send salutations. For the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying. For the Akwath, the few and the true that still listen, sincere to charity, keep doing so. But for the scorn and scoff of reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble, is only going to get a lot worse. So anyway, looking at the brother from South Carolina, head of South Carolina out there. And I went over his video. And what I found amazing is the fact that, like I said, I looked this up. And then, like I said, I cut the video, went and looked at something else and found another news report or whatever the case might be. So I'm going to let this play some. I'm going to cut to the news report because this brother's going to say something. But this brother said something in his video that before he had even got to it, I thought it, and I went and I found something else that made me another channel doing my due diligence for research as well, and saw something that was even more disturbing as it may be. So we're going to go from here, and I'm going to let this play, and then I'm going to put some scriptures on this, okay?
Largest settlement ever from the Roman Catholic Church for alleged child sex abuse. The Archdiocese of Los Angeles has agreed to pay out, and listen to this number, $880 million to more than 1,300 people.
The settlement could be the final chapter in what has now become a landmark battle of child sex abuse claims dating back decades. It's on behalf of more than 1,300 victims who say they suffered abuse by local Catholic priests, and comes after months of negotiations with the Archdiocese. More than 300 priests have been accused in legal documents and public records of sexually abusing minors. The Archdiocese had previously paid $740 million in various settlements, bringing this total payout to more than $1.5 billion. The Archdiocese says it will fund those settlements with investments, assets, reserves, and bank loans. In a statement, attorneys for the alleged victims told CBS News the massive amount of this settlement reflects the amount of grievous harm done to vulnerable children and the decades of neglect, complicity, and cover-up by the Archdiocese, which allowed known serial predators to inflict this harm. Archbishop Jose Gomez, in a statement, said in part he hoped the settlement would provide some measure of healing.
Now to that massive settlement by the LA Archdiocese, $880 million to settle more than 1,300 child sexual abuse claims. NBC4's Darsha Phillips in studio with us tonight with more. Darsha?
Yeah, Colleen, this is a historic settlement made possible by legislation in Sacramento that allowed victims of clergy abuse a 3-year window to file claims that were outside the current statute of limitations. Some of these victims are now elderly and are finally getting some measure of healing from abuse that has marked most of their lives.
The Archdiocese of Los Angeles has agreed to pay a record settlement of $880 million to victims who were sexually abused by local Catholic priests dating back decades. Attorney Morgan Stewart represented some of those victims.
From a standpoint of a survivor carrying a message where, they were 9, 10, 11 abused by a priest, and they're grateful to an attorney for 20, 30 years later, bringing them some closure is amazing and heartwarming.
1,353 victims were part of this settlement that included months of negotiations with the Archdiocese. Archbishop Jose Gomez approved the settlement and released a letter to his parishioners saying in part, "I am very sorry for every one of these incidents from the bottom of my heart. My hope is that this settlement will provide some measure of healing for what these men and women have suffered." More than 300 priests who worked in the LA Archdiocese over the last several decades have been accused of sexually abusing minors, including Father Michael Baker, who later served time in state prison.
Michael Baker was a priest, notorious, sent away, brought put back into ministry despite the knowledge that he was a risk to parishioners.
Today, the Archdiocese says it has implemented safeguard programs to prevent such abuses from happening.
We train every adult who is going to be in ministry with children or have supervision of children, whether they're an employee or they're a volunteer.
And created a victims assistance coordinator so people who have suffered abuse in the church have someone to turn to.
We make sure that the appropriate civil authorities are informed. We walk with that survivor.
And I'm going to cut it right there because of the fact, like I said, the brother's going to kick in here and he's going to go in on vocab alone. But I'm just looking at the overall, okay? And now, remember, this is all just in L.A. And see, the brother here does go into the fact that he's sure that it's a lot more than just that. And so I'm going to say this too. I'm going to go here and get this. Because, I'm not going to just concentrate on vocab, okay? I'm not concentrating just on vocab. Give me a second here. Let me pull this back up. Let me back out this way. I want to go here now.
Good evening, I'm Scott Hennessy. This month, the Archdiocese of Los Angeles reached an $880 million settlement with men and women who survived sexual abuse at the hands of priests, clergy, and others serving the Catholic Church. Today, News Channel reporter Tracy Lair spoke to a local attorney known for representing survivors.
More than 1,300 child sexual abuse survivors will receive part of an $880 million settlement from the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, thanks to the enactment of California Assembly Bill 218. It opened a 3-year window for civil claims.
We're just scratching the surface, unfortunately. Even though this sounds like an incredible number of victims, the terrifying thing is there are so many more who just have not been able to come forward and speak their truth.
Some of the abuse dates back to the 1940s.
There have been cases involving...
Okay, back to the 1940s. Balfour Declaration and everything else. Okay? So now, peep this. This is all just in L.A. But the Catholic Church is worldwide. Right? So how great of a number is this? That these Catholic people have been doing this. Like I said, the brother goes into vocab and beating them down and this, that, and the other and all this other kinds of stuff, which is all righteous in his own behalf. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint, and the point that he goes into is how vocab is a hypocrite because of that. Matter of fact, let me go back and let the brother get some of his words in here too and whatnot. Then I'm gonna put some scriptures on top of what we got here. Okay, to me. Salakia.
We walk with that survivor to determine what it is they need, what they're seeking, how we can be of support to them.
Whatever. Okay.
2024, the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Los Angeles agreed to pay $880 million to 1,353 people who accused priests of abusing them.
Okay, 1,353. This is just in the LA area, okay? Or maybe, or let me say the whole state of California, which I doubt that is that. This is just in the LA area. But look at this, okay? Look at this. Look at this number of how many people have been abused. And this is just in one state. I'm a hold it to just one state. 1,300 people in one state. So what is the rest of the world is looking at behind these Catholic priests? Okay? This number is a monstrosity. in itself. Okay? So, and he said that, and like I said, when you go into this brother, he's going in on vocab and this, that, and the other, and grinding vocab into the dirt, which is great, Vocab deserves it, okay? And like I said, because he came here in Chicago years ago and got smoked, and went down to Dallas and got smoked, and went out to New York and got smoked. So he made a tour of stateside camps here in America of GMS, and basically got pummeled and beaten down every place he showed up. But my point I'm looking at is the fact that this man, these men, okay, and even down here said, for the record, February on the abuse crisis and the theology of the priesthood, clergyism and whatnot. Okay, persuasive. Look at this down here on the thing on the bottom down here. Persuasive. What's the thing up there? Persuasive homo what? Okay. So now, with all that having been said, I'm concentrating on the church. This so-called church here. Okay, church. Okay, that's what I'm concentrating on. He concentrated on vocab. I'm concentrating on this church. So let me go over here and get these scriptures now. Okay. I don't want to start here, though. I want to go up in Job and start there. He started in Job, but I'm going to start in Job, and I'm going to go here. Job 15. Let's go 34. 15 to 34. Job 15 and 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. You're trying to pay these people off, right? For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. To pay off just so you can go and keep operating under the guise of that you tried to clean it up or tried to clear it up. That's what this church is. That's what this is all about. Okay? Let's go over a couple more. Job 17:8. Upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite. You're supposed to know these scriptures. Or what did you see in that thing? Hypocrisy. What was it? The clergyism? Homosexuality? Wow. Upright men shall be astonished at this. What makes a man want to be with a man in the first place? And the innocent shall stir himself up against the hypocrite and speak out against it. But the only people that's going to be doing it, for the most part, in sincerity and truth, is the Israelites, because they the only one that's going to be able to judge it and not be judged, because we're judging according to the scriptures. Okay? And unlike these other churches that may even preach against this sin, then they turn around and teach you the Jesus juice doctrine. So they're not trying to save you they're not trying to give you the information for salvation. So They preach against uh, 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 the alphabet lifestyle. They preach against the alphabet lifestyle, but then they turn around and teach you the Jesus juice. So how do you get around that then? You can't. Okay. Okay. Let's go to still in the book of Job. Still in the book of Job. But I want to go over to the 27th chapter and the 8th verse here. I'm going to actually do 7 and 8 here. Verse 7, let my enemy be as the wicked, and he that riseth up against me as the unrighteous. They are the wicked. What am I talking about? A whole church system that is corrupt. A whole church system that is corrupt. Okay? And am I speaking unrighteous words? No. So since I'm not speaking unrighteous words, the people that are doing this are the unrighteous ones. For what is the hope of the hypocrite? And I'm not speaking my words. I'm speaking the words of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he hath gained when God taketh away his soul? And we know what the Lord is going to do to these Edomites in the end. He's going to gather them up after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. And there's going to be a bonfire. And we won't see them anymore. Okay? So that's basically that. Let's go over a couple more. Job 34 and 30. That the hypocrite reign not, lest the people be ensnared. This whole Edomite rulership that's up under the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, and the Gettys, being some of the leaders, with the Rothschilds lead the way. And then they minions, which is be the Gates, the Elon Musk, and these people. They are absolutely the hypocrite that the people are ensnared by. How are we ensnared? Our food is genetically modified. Our air is polluted. Our water is polluted. Okay. We got, like I said, our food, and to even conceive a GMO food, you have to give it a virus. You have to break the genetic code by injecting the molecule with the virus to even break the code, so you can open up and put what you want to put in the midst of it. But the Lord says here in Job that the hypocrite reign not. These are people being ensnared. So they are reigning. So we are ensnared. But that's the reason that Yahweh Shai's got to be sent back to clean the system, to put the righteous system in place, and to pull this man out of power, because he would destroy mankind as a whole if he didn't. Go to the next scripture. Matthew 15. Started about 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy unto you, saying, this people drive nigh to me with their mouth. This is what the Catholic Church is doing. And honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And Yahweh Shai was actually talking to the Israelites that was there, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the people. They wasn't following. So how much more the objects set for destruction, pursuant to Romans 9, 21, 22, right there. So how much more would this be pertaining to them? Because the 2/3 and the 17 other nations that don't want to abide by Yahweh Shai, because like I said, we've been scattered among all these people, so the elect is going to come out of looking like some of all these people. So I'm not speaking to the elect that's scattered among these people. I'm talking about the Gentiles of these people, the real Gentiles, and the 2/3 that's got a Gentile mind state. Ye hypocrites, did Isaiah prophesy to you, saying, this people draw nigh to me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines that the commandments of men. Like I said, vocab is just an extension of this bullshit. This Roman Catholic shit is systematic. It permeates in these other religions, the down south Baptists and everything else. Okay, and he called the multitude and said unto them, hear ye and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man. So these people was talking about how these people wasn't even washing their hands and doing this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. Yahweh Shai is actually speaking about what you speaking out of your mouth. Vocab is small change on the top of this. And he's been eviscerated by enough GMS camps that he should absolutely know better. Okay? So this is how you know he can't be part of the elect, because the truth is not for him. Okay. Let's go over here to 23. Matthew 23. I'll be done with this in a second. Start at 27, 28. One to you scribes and Pharisees. So see, this Yahweh Shai actually speaking to the Pharisees and the scribes that was back in that day. So how much more so now, the actual enemies of Israel? One to you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited. Oh, didn't they label themselves the white man? Did they give themselves that title? White, being pure and clean. One to you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men bones and of uncleanliness. You got these big Roman Catholic churches and whatnot with all this stained glass and this, that, and other, when the Lord said he's not in those temples made with hands. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. That's these churches. That's these churches. And all these people that are spin-offs of that, including you 2/3 Israelites. I said it, you 2/3 Israelites that think gain is godliness. So this is bigger than vocab Malone. You got the whole Roman Catholic, you got vocab Malone mixed in there, you got IUIC, okay, ISUPK. All these ones is not teaching you how to get to salvation. They all a mixture of this as well. Full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Won't teach you the name, which is absolute a cornerstone of salvation. You can't even start salvation without being able to get the name of the Father and the Son right. Put one more scripture on this and I'm going to call it a day with that. Let's see. Let's go here. Sirach 1, 28 and 29. Distrust not the fear of Yahweh when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. Can't come to Yahweh with being double-minded man. You're unstable. Vocab Malone shows that. He's unstable. The Roman Catholic Church shows that. Hell. Fucking Bishop Nate shows that. Double-minded. Taught the Lord's name absolutely profusely, accurately. Only to turn around and take the bag and now don't know the name. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men. So Nate blew that because we can show you where he taught the lesson and how he don't know the name. And take good heed what thou speakest. And like I said, and you got people out there that done did this. What's that? Bro Polite accused us of pedophilia, only to be locked up now, I believe doing a 7-year bid on pedophilia. And was made a spectacle of. So that's my take on it. The brother did an excellent sit down on what he started off with, and he was focusing and grinding on vocab. I just wanted to grind on the spirit through Yahweh Shai just had me grind on the church itself and hypocrisy that's in the midst of it. I hope that's edifying. I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, and the elder bishops out of Connecticut. I want to send all praise, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, to the apostles and the elders and the elder bishops out of Connecticut. I want to send double honors because they do real well. Brethren that's preaching this truth in sincerity, directly and correctly. And all of the elect of Israel, a hearty shalom, and for the rest of the world, a ball.